Hello and welcome to Steve's Backyard Bonsai. Today I'm going to be pruning up it was an accent plant. It's just a baby of a bush that grows in my backyard. It was here when I moved in 40 years ago. It has these white flowers that don't last very long, and they snow down and make a big mess. But it's quite a nice tree, and I'll show it to you. I don't know what it is. Okay, here it is. It's a clump. Once again, this is not a species I know. This is just a tree that has begun growing in my yard. A bush. It is the baby of a tree in my yard. I'm just taking off some dead growth, cleaning it up a little bit. The idea for this tree was an accent. Just to be an accent tree or an accent plant. But it is, it has a lot of growth on its own, so I'm just going to look at every branch. It's got an interesting base. From either way you look at it, it's got to be cleaned up a little bit. And when I repot this, which will be soon, it's been in this pot about 3 years. So I'm just going to take out everything that's dead. And I'll refine it as I go along. Oh, that wasn't dead. Got to be more careful than that. But it's a little crowded, so taking that out is not a problem. Now, I've taken this back to nothing before, and it's grown back. I don't think I want to do that this time. But I do want to get it more under control. Maybe get a little bit more ramification happening. I might take this down to there and reduce these outside leaves to here and to here. The dog just loves it when people drive in. I'm just going to go in and cut everything back. An outward-facing leaf has an opposite inward-facing leaf, so I'm not that concerned about where I cut it back to. Just trying to get some ramification. So I'm going to cut it back to wherever it looks like it can take it and see what happens. If something's dead, I'll cut it out completely. We'll get in and shape it later. Right now, okay, the neighborhood is starting to get noisy. And I'll stop videoing if it gets too noisy. Is this doing me any good, this little branch here? No. Take that out. There's a bit of a dead bit here. Take that out. This is a pretty reliable grower. I'll do more branch selection as I prune, or after I prune. So Section's growing toward the inside. Section's growing toward the inside. This is dead. This is dead. You may have come across this bush in your lifetime. The branches are hollow. You can't really see that. So if it contains no life, they just kind of fade away. And they easily break off when they've died. From the base even. If it dies off down here, you can just break it off there pretty easily. And there's no telling what will live and what will die after this pruning. But I'm pretty sure the plant itself will live. That one I just cut is the apex branch. And this is a clump style accent. Okay, so that's got it pruned up, and it's in a rough umbrella shape. I wouldn't even say umbrella, but like rounded top canopy. Yeah, it's gonna get loud. I'll continue this in a little bit. If you can stand the noise, I can stand the noise. This one's growing up toward the center. There's a stub. Clean that up a bit. Clean that up a bit. Cut it a bit closer. Got 3 branches. Reduce it down to 2. This is dead. Is this whole thing dead? Yep. Let this, the branches that are growing up from the middle, they end up replacing things later on, so I'm going to leave those. And as I mentioned, things do die off on this tree, but it's one of those very hardy bush type trees. It's always sending up something new. And this particular tree has not flowered yet, but the parent flowers every year without fail. All right, so that's it. There's another tree I can't identify, but maybe you guys can. Let me zoom up on that base so you can see it. It's quite alive, even though there's a lot of dead in there. You can identify it, let me know. Oh, another big dead branch there. Let me get rid of that. Make sure I'm cutting the right one and in the right place. It does have a live branch coming from it. So this dead piece. All right, that gets a lot more light in there. Let me just continue to clean up. Every time I look at it, I see another old stub that could come off. Another piece of dead wood, dead something. I wouldn't even call this wood. There's a little weak thing growing into the middle. Maybe with more light getting in, I'll get a little bit more vigor in the center of this tree. But I think I've pruned it up as much as I can. Let's get it back on the bench and let it recover. Okay, so I've pruned up another little tree that I can't identify, and I'm looking out to this audience to possibly help me do that. Thanks for watching, and thank you for keeping me company in my backyard.